So in 1925, Saul's checking account was overdrawn by $4,296. He had $22,500 of bills that he still needed to pay. And in the following year, after paying these down, he had an excess of $31,996. In 1925, the total amount was $58,792. Adjusted for inflation 100 years later, it is $1,081,532. So it's literally worth $1 million. I'm going to show you exactly what he did. I'll show you the history behind it. I'll show you how you can use it today, 100 years later, and certainly it can be worth $1 million. Now, this is a copy of the actual report that was written about this incident, and right down here are the details I just covered. It's also covered on page 1 of the book. This was a real incident. This was not fiction. Now, what was it that made this man $1 million over the course of a year? Well, the author says it was a brand new philosophy. He had it framed, he'd had it put on his desk, and this was the philosophy. You'll notice it's page 2 of How to Turn People into Gold. The retailer's true function is to serve as a purchasing agent to his community. If he fails in this responsibility, if he performs only as a distributing agent for the manufacturer, he ceases to be an economic factor. Translated into the context of someone building a list, over here, sell to your lists. The shift that Saul made in his store that made him $1 million is he decided he would buy for his list. In his case, it's customers walking into a store, but in your case, if you have a list, you're buying for your list and you become a procurement specialist. As your list grows, 3 powerful forces come into play. Number 1, network effects. More people agree to opt in because as the list gets bigger, it gets more powerful. Number 2, collective bargaining power. This is why vendors agree to do deals in the first place. There's so many people on the list, there's collective bargaining power. And number 3, economies of scale. This is why vendors do bigger deals, bigger discounts, free products, simply because of the economies of scale that come into place with a setup like this. You'll recognize companies already doing something like this. AppSumo, Costco, Travelzoo, Amazon Business, Drop or Mass Drops as it used to be called, Groupon. Let's talk about Mass Drops. They used to run polls and surveys to their entire community. The community would vote on what they wanted, and then once they had that information, they would literally go out and negotiate special deals just for their community, just based on the information that they had from those polls. That's what we're talking about, where the actual community is the strength. It is the negotiating power, and you become a procurement specialist for the community. What if you never had to make another lead magnet? Because your list was the lead magnet. Now imagine this was your opt-in form, or something similar to this. Join today. By joining together, our 63,000 strong Digital Tribe newsletter has the same negotiating power as a major retailer, and we're using that to get free deals and deep discounts nobody else has. For example, just last month, a $997 course for $75, 3 $67 courses for free, a $29 monthly membership for $1, $562 worth of discounted software, 12 paid apps absolutely free, and much more. And if you're wondering, why would they agree to that? Well, think about the math. The average Facebook cost per click, it's $1 to $2. If they pay for 100 clicks, they've paid between $100 and $200. If they get 3 sales off that cold traffic, they've paid between $33 and $66 to acquire a customer. Now, any product that they're selling on Facebook that's less than $33 or $66 is considered a loss leader. You bring qualified buyers at $1 or less for the very same $33 or $66 product. They never have to mess with an ad or an algorithm. You transfer trust and relationship capital in the process, and you can screen as a trusted advisor. And again, that's just one application of this principle. The retailer's true function is to serve as a purchasing agent to his community. If he fails in this responsibility, if he performs only as a distributing agent for the manufacturer, he ceases to be an economic factor. Now, yesterday we talked about the 7 words that were changed that resulted in $71,945. I gave you those 6 questions that you can ask for any real estate that you have, tiny real estate, attention real estate that you've got going for you. We also talked about the 3 unique ideas, one being the 25 imaginary readers tests. We talked about the hardware store window and the hatchet and hammer handles, and we talked about the Jiu-Jitsu salesman. I also showed you where you can get this book. If you did not get that information, look below and I will leave a link and you can see what we shared yesterday.